What a brilliant question from one of our friends getting ready for the exam. So, how do you deal with fear or the unknown of what titration your exam will have? This is a topic that you've heard me talk about before, and I often say in jest that the exam could have a lot more agile than is promised. I want to I want to err on the side of PMIs being honest. So when PMI tell you it's going to be 50-50, 50% agile and hybrid, without breaking down how much of it is going to be hybrid or how much is going to be agile, because it may not be a 25-25 like we expect. And when it says 50% is predictive, that's what they've said in the outline. I am going to err on the side of PMIs being honest. So let's go down to what I'm saying. And you've heard me say this time and time again. It said people, 42%, process, 50%, business, 8%. It does not tell you which percentage of people is going to be agile, which percentage of process is going to be predictive, what percentage of business is going to be agile. It doesn't say that. But look, this is what it said. About half. It didn't say 50% on the dot. So let's read between the lines of PMI. About half of the exam will represent predictive project management approaches, and the other half will represent agile or hybrid approaches. Predictive, agile, and hybrid approaches will be found throughout the three domain areas listed above and are not isolated to any particular domain or task. The exact number of items for each question type and approach may vary by form. This is a way of telling you it is not always going to be exact. Our scoring model is periodically reviewed by scoring experts to ensure valid assessment of knowledge and skills. So what I take away from this is understanding that my exam might be lopsided a little bit towards one area more than the other, about half. I'm going to believe that PMI does their best as far as making this a reality, but you also need to remember that you could get an agile question with predictive sounding answers. So does that make it predictive or agile? Kind of hybrid. You could get a predictive question with agile sounding options. To you, the layman, or to you, the examinee, it may seem like the question is agile, but the question may actually be more hybrid than anything else. So I want you to take this with a grain of salt and stop thinking that every exam is going to be like Joe Blow's or Jane Public. No, they're going to differ. This is how I would tackle the material if I were you. Watch this narrative. I manage conflict in all environments, predictive, agile, or hybrid. The same for how I lead a team and support team performance. I do this in all environments, but I do it differently. In the world of agile, I rely more on decentralized leadership. In the world of predictive, I rely more on central leadership around a project manager. I support team performance, I empower teams and stakeholders, and I ensure that my team members and stakeholders are adequately trained while I build a team, address impediments, negotiate agreements, collaborate with stakeholders, build shared understanding, and while I engage and support virtual teams. Whether I'm in the world of agile, hybrid, or predictive, I do these things. I also define team ground rules where I need to be in a more central leadership position, where I need to be in a more decentralized leadership role. I rely on the power of the team to do this. I act as a facilitator. I monitor and mentor relevant stakeholders. I monitor those opportunities to know when I need to mentor. I allocate time to mentoring, and I promote team performance through the application of EI. When it comes to instilling process and order, I allow the team to decide how to execute the project with urgency. When I'm in a more centralized leadership role, I also bring in experts to discuss how best to execute the project to deliver business value incrementally. As I facilitate, I manage the communications around me. I also allow the team to do that at their level. But for me as a project management professional, I assess and manage risks while I engage stakeholders and plan budgets, schedules, quality, and scope. I integrate project planning activities with the power of the team while I coordinate and facilitate the process of change management. In agile environments, I understand that agile is a series of experiments, so managing project changes works differently. I plan and manage procurements, understanding page 77 of the Agile Practice Guide and page 88, which talks about different contract types. I also understand the traditional contract types of fixed price, cost reimbursable, and time and materials. I manage project artifacts, whether I'm in the world of hybrid, predictive, or agile, I understand what these artifacts are. In managed project artifacts, I understand what exactly should be construed as an artifact and how configuration management needs to happen on that configurable item. I determine the appropriate project methodology, methods, and practices, understanding the Stacy complexity model. I establish project governance structure when I need to be in that role. In a more agile environment, I rely more on product owners and management to do that. I manage project issues proactively using an issue log. I understand the difference between risks and issues, risk registers and issue logs. I ensure knowledge transfer for project continuity through retrospectives, daily scrums, and lessons learned meetings. I plan and manage project phase closure or transitions. I understand where the business comes in because I understand that once I get a product, service, or result, it needs to be transitioned over to the business. And when it gets to the business, then we begin to realize the value. But in running my project, I also understand the concept and importance of compliance. The concept of compliance cuts across security, health, safety, and regulatory. This is part of my professional responsibility. And in the 7th edition, this is tackled under the topic of stewardship. A good steward understands compliance and is smart about it. I evaluate and deliver project benefits and value by bringing in a benefits owner to own a benefits management plan. The benefits register should also be a document that is governed by a benefits owner. The benefits owner should investigate that benefits identified using my understanding and subject matter experts as well. The benefits owner should document an agreement of ownership, verify a measurement system is in place, evaluate delivery options to demonstrate value, and appraise stakeholders of value gain progress. And that could also overlap with my responsibilities in a central environment. In a more agile environment, that could be the job of the product owner or someone else. I also evaluate and address external business environment changes for impact on scope. I'm always looking around at the business environment to understand what needs to change in my product backlog, understanding how the business environment changes also impact my cost and my schedule. Lastly, I support organizational change. I understand I should be a change agent, whether I'm in the world of hybrid, predictive, or agile. I assess organizational culture. I evaluate the impact of the culture on the project, and I also evaluate the impact of my project on the organization. So whether I am in the people domain, the process domain, or the business domain, I am able to agnostically perceive what I'm meant to do, who I'm meant to be doing it with, and how I'm meant to be delivering value and outputs. The domain does not change my perspective of the exam. Agile, hybrid, predictive, they're all just tools in my toolbox. Because what PMI is really getting at is for me to be an ambidextrous project manager who is able to flow fluidly between agile, hybrid, predictive, and any titration of the methods and practices I use. And that's how I would advise you to approach the exam, to be able to fluidly merge people and process, process and business, business and people, because the questions on the exam are not just going to be straight people. It's going to be people agile mixed with some process, or people agile mixed with some business, or people predictive mixed with some agile process. It could be a project lead, not a project manager used in the lingo. It could be a product owner. It could be a team member. You may not see the Scrum Master role a whole lot, but whatever they throw at you, you should understand, like I said, the 36 mindset mantras. Go look for those on YouTube. You can find them in my videos. I have 36 mindset mantras that will help you get that PMP mindset. And again, just remember PMI's words. About half of the exam will represent that, but predictive, agile, and hybrid will be found throughout the 3 domain areas and are not isolated. And remember, the exact number of items and the exact titrations are not promised. I hope that helped you, and I wish you all the very best on your exam. I hope this was a final good review for you. Let me know of your success. Bye for now.